Welcome to Ron and Nick's Best Friend Podcast, the show that you cannot live without. Oh,
okay,
there
here we
you
go. Hold on. 3.
No. We're on. Well, welcome to Ron and Nick's Best Friend Podcast. No double takes on this show. You take it as it comes, baby.
That's true. We will, we screw up, we just play it.
Just keep going.
Who is this? This is Barry Gibb. Barry Gibb. Yeah, that's right. I did play this before. I was wondering.
Yeah.
Ron was just telling me that the music I play. Go ahead, say it.
Sucks. I mean, listen, I have 60 playlists full of better songs than this, but that's okay.
Oh, here.
You want to makes you want to put on your polyester suit. Hey, listen, we got to get to it. We got people out there in the tribe who get very impatient when we do this.
I know.
Well, man, you landed us quick like
I know.
that.
They say get to the point.
Get to the point.
Get to the point.
The point is the Holy Spirit.
That is the Holy Spirit. This is a podcast that you cannot live without. Good morning to everybody. Well, actually, we're recording in the morning, so I don't know if you're listening to the morning, afternoon, evening, in your car, in your work, in your quiet time, in the shower. Sometimes I listen to the R's in the shower, so don't want to get that imagery and going too much here. Hey, look, we talk about different subjects. You bring some stuff up. I bring some stuff up. We're going to talk about this. And I kind of mentioned to you as we were talking about lifting of our spirits. Now, let me explain what's going on here. You know, I woke up this morning. I had nothing again. What's going on? And I was reminded of two things. Man,
that's good.
What was his name? Robert Duvall. Remember the show? What was it called? The Prophet, right?
I think the one that was called where he was like an evangelist or something.
Yeah.
Robert Duvall was.
Yeah.
I think it was called The Prophet.
The Prophet. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a scene that affected me here. And he goes into a car, and there's a car wreck, and these two people are basically unconscious, semi-conscious, and he sticks his head in there, and there's no one around. It's on a country road, no one around. They had an accident. There's a cop there waiting for the ambulance. He sticks his head in there, and he starts talking to him, trying to lead them to Christ. And he says this. He goes, now listen to me. There are angels in this moment, in this car. And I said, I remember him saying it, the way he said it. Now listen to me now. There are angels right now in this moment, in this car. Okay, so I woke up thinking about that. And then you remember George Herbert Walker Bush. This is during the Iran takeover of Kuwait, okay? And the press... Iraq. No.
Iran did not take over.
No, Iraq took Kuwait.
Invaded Kuwait.
Yeah. Invaded Kuwait. So he comes out in a press conference, or he's going to the helicopter, and the press is, one of the ladies go, hey, what do you plan on doing? And he stops, and he says this. These are certain things that stick in my mind sometimes. And okay, so this is what's coming up to me at 6:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning. He says, watch, listen, and learn. And he walks out. And I remember sitting there going, oh, that is too good. Watch, listen, and learn. So here it is. So I'm thinking about Robert Duvall. Now listen to me. There are angels in this moment in this car. I'm going, wow, that's very interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Is that really happening? Watch, listen, and learn. Okay, so here's the bottom line. You know what? We talk about the Holy Spirit. We talk about that he speaks to us more than we really realize. Okay? So this came to my mind. The lifting of our spirits. Last week, we just talked about being tired, okay? And we were pretty descriptive on how we felt and how you felt, and you were in a kind of a war with the Holy Spirit, okay? I had a comment from Cam. He said, hey, listen, that was really real. I said, wow, okay, good. Thanks, Cam. Yeah, that kind of stuff needs to be talked about. But here's the thing. I want people to be more aware of what's going on in your personal life, and not just dismiss it. And I'm speaking to myself. Not just dismiss it as life here on earth, and this is what it is to be human. To actually start analyzing certain things that are happening to us. So here's the thing I want to talk about, and think about, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have been at times down on life and depressed, or have had anxiety, or depression, whatever it is, and you've come out of that season. The Christian kind of terms are, there was a season, had a season, or dryness. My spirit has been lifted. Okay, these are really lofty words. I gotta go. I just want to talk about what the heck you think happens, and it could be different things. But you know what I'm talking about. You have a weightiness. You're kind of like, things aren't happening, and all of a sudden things start to kind of open up, and you start seeing light, and you start seeing joy again. Okay, why is that happening? Is there something happening? And is there something that we could kind of like be observant of? Watch, listen, and learn. Now listen to me. There's angels all around. I mean, I'm just trying to think. Let me be more aware of what's going on in my life. Why are you smiling at me with a smug look?
This is the way you keep saying angels all around.
They're angels. Well, what do you? Well, you know what? I think he's right. I think there are angels all around. Now, can I prove that? No, but I don't know.
I think there are too. I don't know. You told me that you're coming out of your funk or whatever you want to call it.
That's probably why I'm.
Tell me what happened. Tell me what to be, because there's no formula. Like if you're going to try to go, okay, well, here's your formula. Here's your 3 things. I'm
trying to get people aware of what's going on.
And everybody else is done too, because we all know that people. That's how people make a living doing this stuff. Putting YouTube reels, videos together, and saying, here's your things. Here's your 3 things, and it's all a lie. There's no truth in it. Like you go through seasons. You can go through a season for no reason at all. No possible tracing. Like, okay, this is why. There doesn't have to be a reason. Job was sitting around minding his own business. Next thing he knew, it had the roof fell down on everybody that he loved. Bam. It's like, why? I think all you can say there is, the Lord let it pass through his hands, and that's what he wanted to do right then, and that's what happened, which is a scary thought.
Yeah.
Not a reassuring thought.
No.
But even when you look at that story, was God's intention to destroy Job? I mean, I don't think you can say that that's possible, that God was against him, even though it sure looked like it. Anyway, that's off on a tangent. Why you went into a dry season?
And how we come out of it. You know what? Now you asked me. Listen, case in point. Okay, that's a great question. Okay. Well, let me be honest. I'm gonna, at the end, I'm gonna tell you what I think it is, but maybe it's time. Maybe it's settling of my heart and the whole situation and accepting it. And ultimately, I think it's giving up and releasing it and saying, I can't, and okay, I'm just going to trust you to guide me. Holy Spirit, Jesus, I can't do nothing about it. I know you're for me. You're not against me. You're not here to hurt me. Let me learn something. And there's rest, okay? And I don't, okay, that's what I think. I kind of gave it away, but that's how I think I'm coming out of it.
Is rest? That's how you're coming out of it?
Yes.
Resting.
Sometimes I can't change the situation. And so I accept it, and I ask the Lord just to help me understand it and grow me through these things. You know what? I'm just gonna be honest. I used to hate people saying stuff like that. Like, okay, what the heck are you talking about?
You mean rest?
Yeah. Like, what do you? Yeah.
Well, rest is a 4-letter word. I mean, that's for sure. Rest is a 4-letter word that's vulgar to a lot of people. Look, I believe there's something very profound about what you stumbled into or what the Holy Spirit led you to, and this is we're a very restless people. We are very restless, and we keep putting things into our schedules, or we keep putting things on our plates and move, and I believe sometimes that stuff happens just to slow us down, just to say you're living at a pace that you were never meant to live at. And resting. Well, think about the thing that Jesus says. All of the 10 Commandments are strengthened by Him, or put in another way, or reframed by Jesus, except for the Sabbath commandment. And He doesn't say the things that He says about, like lust and murder, or adultery and murder and things like that. But when it comes to this issue of rest and Sabbath, He says, I am Sabbath. I mean, that's what ultimately ends up saying. I am Lord of the Sabbath. I am Sabbath. Come to me, and all you who are weary, and I will give you rest. And so what you describe, and what do we have to do right now?
See, I forgot that.
Yeah, well, that's why we were restless. When you remember how much He loves you, you do rest. And the Holy Spirit is the agent that you go through, and He reminds you, and he tells you that He loves you, and you have confidence that you don't have to figure everything out. Look, I think that how do you come out of it? How do you come out of it? First, well, I was trying to go into this. It's like, well, maybe stop looking so hard for why you went into it. Like, why are you so convinced that you're going to find the reason? Maybe we just get tired because we're human. It seems like even Jesus, withdraws from the crowds.
That's the truth.
Goes away. He says, "Come away with me." And how often do you hear anybody say that? Hey, let's take a week off. Let's not work on this project for a week. And I'll tell you who's the worst about this. The worst in the world about this are people who are in ministry.
I knew that.
They are the most restless people in the world.
Yeah,
and they feel really justified about staying extremely engaged and busy, and how can I turn the crowd away? How can I, pastors and people in ministry are some of the worst with just resting and allowing. Well, actually, since it's a show about the Holy Spirit, it shows how little people believe the Holy Spirit is active and present. Because it all depends on me. I got to get up and make it happen again today.
Oh, wow. I can understand that.
Yeah, and I guess what you say about like Orpax or what I have to do. Okay, do you have to get up and make it happen? If you don't go to Orpax today, what's going to happen? Like for years and years, I told you this. Like, do you own Orpax, or does it own you?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, everyone could say that about your job, or you could say it about your spouse. Are you one flesh with your spirit, with your spouse, or are you holding yourself together? Making sure. Hold on, don't get too far away. Don't. I got to keep a hold of you. Got to make sure that you behave. Okay. That creates restlessness. I believe the rhythm of life is for us to pick up things, carry them for a while, get weary in the carrying, finally look at the things that we're carrying, have a talk with ourselves, and go, "Well, I really can't put that down. If I put that down, no one else is going to carry that." And then, waddle off and carry it for a little further, and then get weary and go, "Oh man," and look at what's in our hands again. And at some point finally go, "Man, these are really important things. I can't put them down." You can't stop being your kid's dad, or your wife's husband, or your friend's friend. These are really important things, and they get heavy.
Okay, what's the punchline of that?
Well, I think what you're talking about is coming out of that weariness is finally going, "Oh, I don't have to carry this by myself. I'm not supposed to be carrying this by myself.
Well, there you go. Okay.
I'm supposed to. The Holy Spirit is supposed to bear my burdens in love. He's supposed to."
I like what you said. That's the rhythm of life. I like that, because that is the rhythm of my life.
Yeah. Well, then you put him down. You have a talk with the Holy Spirit, right? He says, "Nick, who's really running Orpax? Is it because you're a genius that Orpax is going so well?"
Heck, no.
Right. He says to me, "Hey, Ron, Is it because you're a genius that your counseling is going so well, or your marriage, or your kids, and it finally, and then you laugh. It's like that thing we said about laughing. Can you finally laugh?
Ooh.
And just go, this is ridiculous. I'm trying to carry things that are like, this is the picture of me. I'm actually trying to pick up like a 500-pound barbell and clean and lift or whatever, clean press it. And it's like, I can't even lift, I don't even know what my limits of that are, but it isn't close to that. And yet I'm straining myself to get it off the floor and move it, 2 inches, and then move it another 2 inches. And if I can't move it like that, then I try to roll it. It's like, until you finally go, maybe I'm not made for this. Maybe I'm not made to carry this. And then Holy Spirit, come and carry this for me, because I can't.
Well, it really struck a chord with me when you said the rhythm of life, because it is frustrating that this periodically, sometimes more, sometimes less, happens to me, and maybe this is just the way it is. Maybe this is the rhythm of the life, and that's what the purpose of this maybe subject is okay, guys, ladies, gentlemen. Okay, this may be the rhythm of your life, and there's ups and downs, but okay, we've sharpened the edge a little bit here, and kind of going exactly what you said. You're carrying these things, and eventually you kind of go.
Yeah, let me put a plug in for that. So this is a show about
Holy Spirit.
Okay, and we've been talking about somebody said to me this week, I don't have any place else where somebody talks to me about the Holy Spirit. And I believe that. I believe that's very true. That probably most of the people who are listening to us, I just want you to consider this. Where else do you hear anybody talk about the Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit. He's your friend. He's talking to you. He's carrying the things. He's the one who gives rest. He's the one who finally convinces you to put the stuff down.
Yeah.
Where do you hear that? As opposed to this, what you mainly hear, and you'll hear it on go looking at Christian reels, Christian content, what you'll mainly hear is, no, let me give you something else to carry. Ooh. Let me give you a Bible study. You need to study this. You need to memorize this. You need to really get more disciplined. You really need to work harder. You need to take more ownership over your problems. And so it's just exactly what Jesus said to the Pharisees. He said, you put burdens on people that you won't raise one finger to lift them off of those people. And the truth of the matter is, they can't, because they couldn't keep the things that they were putting on the people. They were laying burdens on the people that they themselves could not carry. And that's what happens. And that's why it's so important that we understand that even in this rhythm that you do get tired, that the agent of coming out of that is a Holy Spirit going, Nick, hey, this would be a picture of it. Hey, do you know how much I love you? Do you know how much I care about providing for your family? Do you know how much I care about Orpax going well? Much more than you do. I am so invested in your joy, not just your happiness, not just your success, but your joy. Look, and then he just kind of takes you and says, okay, look, man.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's go again. You and me.
That's exactly what it is.
You and me. And now you're going somewhere with someone who absolutely loves you, who's absolutely full of life and energy and intention and help. He's the helper. I guess that would be the title of this whole thing. Do you have a helper? How do you come out of this? You have a helper and a counselor and a comforter who says, let's go. Let's not stay here anymore.